Today we want to show you another interesting solution for your meeting room. Imagine that you have a meeting room where you are using several cameras. For example, in this kind of long table, you want to have a front camera and you have the perfect view of the right and left side of the table, and you want to combine in a multiple layouts that you can switch during a call with different positions. For this purpose, and to integrate the audio and to integrate external video source, for example, for sharing your desktop or a document camera, something like that, you can use MT100. MT100 is our new video matrix that is ideal to equip your meeting room. Let me show you what is the installation that we are going to do in this room. Let me explain how we are going to do the physical installation of this device in this room. So the first, we have three cameras. In this case, we have a CAM 570 and two CAM 550. You can connect any camera. We can connect via USB, or ideally, we are going to connect everything via IP. So the three cameras are connected via IP to a PoE switch that is also connecting this box. So we get the power, the video, and everything from the same network cable. So we avoid to have USB extenders and these kind of things. So we connect everything to the PoE switch, and additionally to this installation, we are going to connect in the first port, we are going to connect a USB visualizer, a USB document camera that we have here. Another option for the visualizer, or for example, for connecting a laptop, something like that, you can use the HDMI input. In this case, we are going to use the USB number 1. In the USB number 2, what we are going to connect is the audio system of this room. In this case, we are using a Phone 700, that is a ceiling speakerphone by AVer. The advantage of connecting the USB here is that on the output, you have the video and the audio, everything is embedded in the same output. So you have the USB connection to your computer or to the MTR, that is including the video and the audio. So you only need a single USB cable. Of course, if you are using NDI, you have the audio and the video, or if you use the HDMI output, or you are using the streaming to YouTube or something similar, you are having the video and the audio, everything is embedded, and the audio is bidirectional. So it's really convenient. Well, when we connect everything, how we are going to control this room? You have multiple options to control this room. You can use hotkeys, you can use a USB keyboard, or in this case, we are going to use our CP10, that is our touch panel that allows to simply switch from the different layouts of the multiple cameras here. Let's do the physical connection, and then I'm going to show you how we are going to connect, and we are going to configure all the layouts and all the cameras in a few minutes. Okay, for the configuration, we already connected all the devices, and then we are going to do the software configuration. Then we are going to access to the MT100. In this case, we are going to write the password, and we are going to add the different cameras that we have connected to this system. So, for example, we are going to add the first one. We are going to add, for example, the document camera or the visualizer. Okay, we add to the first USB port, as we mentioned. Then we are going to add the three cameras that we have connected. For example, in this network, we have this unit that is going to be, we put the user and the password via RTSP. Imagine that is an NDI camera, we can select NDI, in this case it's RTSP, and it is the CAM 550 that we have on the right side. Okay, so we save and it's add. Now we are going to add the left camera, that in this case, that one, we select the user, and it is CAM 550. It is left. Okay, and then we are going to add the CAM 570 that is going to act as our central camera in this case. Okay. The microphone or the speakerphone, we don't need to add anything here because it's directly connected to the USB port number 2, so the system automatically is going to detect and recognize. If we want to test if everything is well connected, we enable the live mode. For example, we can select this, and you know that we can change the different cameras to the different positions, and we can play with this. So we can use different things. For example, it is the document camera. It is this camera that we can control. We can check that everything is moving. Okay, it is. Okay, we are going to program now the different layouts that we are going to use during the call. So in this case, we go to Profile. And in Profile, we can create, for example, we are going to have a new profile that we are going to mention tripod. And we are going to configure this layout. For example, we are going to put in the number 1, we are going to select the central camera. In the number 2, we are going to select the left camera or the left side, that in this case, for the left side, we are going to use the right camera, and the other is going to be the opposite, okay? And of course, we are going to select what preset we want to execute. Or for example, if it's an auto-tracking camera, we can select what auto-tracking camera the camera need to trigger. So for example, for the central camera, we are going to save the first preset. In this case, we are going to select here the first preset, the first position. That is going to be, it is just an example, okay? It is going to be the president of the company. For example, we are going to use this view. Maybe we can put more zoom. Well, it is depending what you want to do, for example, okay? And we click save, and it is the first preset that is saved. And we are going to select that it is going to execute the first preset. And for example, for the right and the left camera, we are going to do the same. We are going to select the first preset here, and with this camera, we are going to select this side of the table. So we are going to adjust. Imagine that we want to cover, it is just an example, okay? We are going to cover this area, so we save. And we are going to do the same for the other side of the table. So we are going to go to, it is the preset number 1 of this camera, and the last one, we are going to select the first camera, and we are going to select this area. Here the camera is on top of the TV. So for example, we are going to select in this way. It is just an example, then we need to adjust. So if we go to the preview, it is going to be the different views of this room, the left side, the right side, and the central position. For example, if the president, it is in this position. So you can have this overall view of the room. It is just an example, okay? But imagine that we want to create another matrix, another layout. For example, during the call, we want to switch to a picture-in-picture. We are going to rename, and it's going to be PIP, picture-in-picture visualizer. So for example, what we can do is to have the visualizer. In this case, it makes no sense to select any preset because it's a visualizer. And the other camera is going to be, for example, the central camera, but instead of executing the president position, we are going to say, for example, in preset number 2, we are going to open the view, and we are going to show the whole table. It is just an example. Of course, we can do all the combination that you prefer. Let me reduce a little bit, and it is an overall view of the room. So in this case, we are going to select number 2. So during the call, we can have this view, that it is the document camera, that we can see, we can zoom in, we can do what we want, and we have, in the picture-in-picture, we have the other image with the persons, okay? But from the CP10 or from any hotkey, we can switch from one view to the other view, as you can see. So we can create a lot of examples of multiple layouts that you can use in your software, for example, in Teams or so on. Remember that you can switch easily from this control panel. You can go and, for example, in this control panel, if I want to change the different layout, I can go here and select the tripod. Automatically it's going to change. Okay. If I want to go back to the picture-in-picture, I go to this mode, and it automatically is going to change to this way. What you see in the screen now is the preview, it's not really the live image. Okay. So in case that you want to go to Teams, the only you need to do is to select MT100 as a source for the video, as a source for the audio. Let me show you how we are going to do this. Well, in Teams, it is the Teams settings. The only that you need to do is to go to Devices, and in Devices, it is the first time only. We are going to select as a microphone, as a speaker, we are going to select MT100, because remember that we have connected our phone 700 via USB to the MT100, so we have one single cable connected to my computer. And then for the video is the same. Instead of selecting the built-in camera, we are selecting the MT100. If I'm using the CP10, I can change the different matrix, as you can see, and automatically it's going to adjust. If I want to back to the picture-in-picture, we can click from the CP10, and we are going to use this just by changing from here. Remember that we can create up to 36 different layouts. Okay? So it is what you can do with MT100. It is all the time that you need to configure your room, and really, really interesting solution for your multiple cameras and audio room. Thank you very much for watching.